Ready? Okay. Can we have a motion, please, to reopen the meeting?
So moved. Second.
Okay, motion made by Mr. Ferrera, seconded by Mr. Biner. All those in favor of reopening the meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carried. We'll start off with the, oh, sorry.
Redo roll call.
Okay.
Okay. Biner?
Here.
Nicoli?
Here.
David?
Here.
Ferrara?
Here.
Abather?
Here.
Pardina? Benatti? Panici?
Here.
Zimmerman?
Here.
We have quorum.
Good. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ganella. We'll now have the receiving of the minutes and the committee notes of the secretary from the regular BOE meeting minutes from May 12, 2025, and committee meeting notes, the Curriculum and Instruction Committee meeting notes from May 13, 2025, and the TAB Committee virtual meeting from May 28, 2025.
Read them and want to do motion first.
Okay. Yeah. Read, please.
All right,
Thank you.
Curriculum Instruction, the Curriculum Instruction Committee met on February 20th. The following members were present, Mr. Farrar, Dr. Panici, Dr. Concoli, and Zimmerman. Superintendent Davis was present, and Mr. Mr. Ganella, and the Director of Curriculum, Ms. Heifel. So we'll begin with an overview of the mission and operations. Just the right way. It's not.
I'm lost on that one.
Sorry.
Do you have the tab?
Hmm?
Do you have the tab?
I do it. I'll do the TAB committee. All right. The TAB committee met on May 28th at 6 o'clock. The following members were present. Mr. Haberther and Dr. Concoli. Superintendent Davies was present along with KEA staff members Mr. Tetzloff, Ms. Goger, Ms. Larson, Ms. Keurig, Ms. Campanelli, and Mr. Lugo, and Ms. Ryan. Topics of discussion included class size, staff reassignments, thank you to the PTOs, calendaring, communication flow, and behavior of students. Mr. Davies welcomed everyone to the meeting and provided a brief update about the school year. Staff members spoke about the above agenda items. Mr. Davies responded to several questions and topics. Board members asked clarifying questions, and the committee adjourned at 7 p.m.
Thank you.
The Curriculum Instruction Committee notes. The Curriculum Instruction Committee met on May 13th at 6 p.m. The following members were present for the meeting: Dr. Panici, Dr. Concoli, and Mr. Biner. Superintendent Davies was present along with Director of Curriculum Instruction and Innovation, Ms. Heimpel. Ms. Heimpel presented several agenda items, including an overview of summer curriculum writing, including new courses and a timeline for submissions and approvals, the new math program rollout, including teacher training, parent communications, parent workshops, surveys, and feedback, updating Harding's report cards to align with new curriculum standards, and curriculum instruction work happening over the summer. Mr. Davies and Ms. Heimpel ended the meeting by discussing updated plans for new staff orientation and finding additional and added ways of recognizing student academic achievement.
Thank you. Anyone have any questions before we have a motion? Okay, can I please have a motion to receive the minutes and the meeting committee notes? Second. Motion made by Mr. Ferrera, seconded by Dr. Concoli. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Mr. Ganella, do we have any monthly correspondence? Okay, thank you very much. At this point in time, we will have the superintendent's report and presentations. Superintendent Davies.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, again. We just recognized a number of our students in the auditorium. Thank you for the shuffle back and forth. One of the students we recognized was Nelsey Sully. So I know Mr. Perillo already spoke about her achievements as a student in her school. If I may just thank you, Nelsey, for all of your support over the years. If I could just say, I've been in education for 23 years, and I've never seen someone immerse themselves in school culture and school activities with such grace, gusto, and sheer joy. You love being a Burley Bear. Everyone sees that, and it's such a wonderful component of who you are, and there are many components of who you are. So thank you for bringing that joy to us. Thank you for bringing your report every single month to the board. And now, please, for your last report, if you could please stand and give us the students' liaison report.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Nelsie Sully, and I'm excited to be here as David Burley, Board of Education representative, to talk about our recent and upcoming events. Last Thursday was the David Burley High School prom. Students enjoyed a night of fun and entertainment at the Birchwood Manor in Whippany. The 8th grade dance was also held last week in Garwood. Students also had a night of fun with food and dancing and even a photo booth to capture all the memories. On May 30th, seniors enjoyed a sunny day in the Poconos for their senior trip. Activities included zip lining, kayaking, Olympic-sized pool, beach volleyball, and at the end of the day, we all gathered together for some s'mores. Today, the 8th graders attended their trip to Dorney Park as part of their end-of-the-year festivities. This Thursday marks the start of finals for the high school, so the schedule will be on a half-day basis after this Wednesday. Tomorrow, we will be honoring the achievements of the middle school students at 6:30 in the auditorium. ABC Awards and Senior Awards will be hosted this Thursday. ABC is to start first at 6:30, and then the Senior Awards shortly after at 7:30 p.m. Congratulations to the baseball team on being the North 2 Group 1 sectional championships after a big win against Verona. You've made the Burley community very proud. Go Bears. Softball, golf, and track ended their season on a phenomenal note. Congratulations to all on a remarkable season. The GSA Club will be hosting its annual GSA picnic on Wednesday after school. The top 10 students of the class of 2025 will be having their luncheon with Superintendent Mr. Davies tomorrow at 11:15. Graduation for middle school will be June 18th at 7:30 p.m., while high school will be Friday, June 20th at the same time. I would like to take a moment to personally thank you all for all the support you've given me this year as your board representative. It has meant a lot to me, and I thank you one last time for the opportunity that you've given me. Have a wonderful summer, and I hope to come back and visit soon. Thank you.
Nelsie, would you mind sharing where you're going to school?
I will be going to Rutgers, Newark, on a pre-law major.
Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you, Nelsie. We know, again, like you've immersed yourself in David Burley. You're so busy, and you also made time to be here on these Monday nights. So appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and best of luck to you. Next up, we have Mr. Ganella, who is going to give us the monthly report on construction projects.
Joined today by Mr. O'Brien from Legacy Construction Management Firm. And because we're getting to some critical crunch time, so I felt Mr. O'Connor could answer some questions and give you a little overview of where we are and where we're headed over the next couple of months. So, big time technical difficulties today here. Thank you. The final closeout documents for the field were reviewed and submitted. We did finalize that project this month with the final payment on this evening's agenda, so that's a good thing. 1 out of the 3 projects is 100% complete. The HVAC project is still in punch list. There are a lot of minor items that need to be wrapped up with that, and we're hoping to have that done relatively soon as well. The addition, that's the big project that we're working on. Storefront installation is complete. The glazing, which are the windows, for the addition is in progress. It's about 90% complete. The final delivery is expected this week of the glass. Site work, they were out there this week. They're grading and raking the field is in progress, and hopefully we'll get the seed down soon. Mechanical, electrical, and plumbing rough insulation is almost complete for the addition. The polished concrete on the first floor is in progress. So that was one of the items that we were concerned about. We're glad to see that being installed right now. The LVT, which is luxury vinyl tile, flooring on the second floor is also almost complete. We passed the moisture test, which was the big hurdle there that allowed us to put the flooring down. The elevator is on site. The installation is to be determined, and this continues to remain a concern, though the actual mechanism is here. There are certain parts that aren't here, and the manpower isn't on site to do that yet. The initial 2 coats of paint are complete, with the final coat to be scheduled. We'll do that probably sometime during the summer, once all the workers are out of there, knocking into the walls and banging things, get that final coat done. The elevator tile, which is the tile that goes up the elevator shaft, is 95% complete, and the remainder will be done once the elevator is completed. The middle school multi-purpose room, the air handler is being demolished as we speak, and the light fixtures are being installed. And we did run into some problems with the electrical in the multi-purpose room and the lobby, where there were some neutral issues, and that was a little bit of a setback, but hopefully we will overcome that sooner than later. Auditoriums, I don't know if you noticed when we were in there, some of the clouds are being installed where the first floor were in the back, so that's progressing nicely. So here are some pictures. You can see the main entrance in the top left-hand corner, and the second picture. The third picture is the lobby entrance, and you can see in the corner of that picture, you could see the luxury vinyl tile on the elevator shaft, as well as the cloud array in the middle school on the ceiling. The bottom left-hand side is, you can see the site work being done there, the field being leveled, and you can see some of the windows starting to progress. The second picture on the bottom is the site work. The third picture is another angle of the lobby, showing the metal paneling, which goes from the inside out, and the stairwell. The top picture is a picture of the completed flooring in the office, the middle school office. You can see there you have the cubbies for the mailboxes for the teachers, and in the background you can see the counter in the office. The second picture there is the art room with its array of clouds on the ceiling. The third picture is, I believe, the special ed classroom on the second floor. The fourth picture on the bottom there, that is the middle school office with the counter. The middle picture is a picture showing that the polished concrete is in prep work. And then the last picture there is of the back gym, or the new multi-purpose room, and it's being prepped for right now. That's, if you go back there, you can see all the array of clouds that are going to be installed on the ceiling in the auditorium. That's where they're staging them. So, as I said earlier, the project number 1 is 100% complete. We did run into some change orders on that one due to the soil contamination. However, we did recoup a good portion of that due to the insurance claim that we filed under our environmental claim. Mechanical project is almost 96% complete, and the additions project is now up to 65% complete. We will have some more change orders coming in the next couple of weeks regarding that, and I'll give a detailed report to the board at a later date. And as of right now, the middle school science and the high school science and the art room furniture is scheduled to be installed on time towards the end of June. So we are on past our substantial completion date. We are aware of that, but we do not think it's going to impact our ability to occupy the space in September. My bigger concern was some of the renovation work that needs to be done in the existing middle school. And that was the focus of our construction meeting last week, where we focused on ensuring that the items that were required to do that work were on site and ready to be installed. And they are, the doors, the flooring, all those type of things. There's not going to be any lead time for those type of items. They're already here. So the contractor and our construction manager do not anticipate any concerns with that. Mr. O'Brien, would you like to add anything to that?
So, good evening, for everyone. Haven't been here in a while, so Connor O'Brien with Legacy. As Vince said, the main priority is making sure that Area A, the addition, can be open in time for the school. We have some delays that have come up that we've been assessing and going through and ensuring. As I stand here tonight with the stuff that we were facing, we're still confident that that's going to happen without, an issue. So that we're confident that area is going to be ready for the start of school. The addition or the renovation area, as Vince said, we're pushing. We're actually on communications with the manufacturers and the contractors subs to get confirmation beyond the GC of telling us it's going to happen. So we have in writing from Carrier and the floor companies that the material's either in their warehouse or it's scheduled to be shipped, and it's going to be here for the first week of July. So we're double checking as best we can within the limitations of the contract to make sure, but we're confident that school will open without an issue as far as accessing the areas. There will probably be some carryover work past the summer, but that's going to be on the contractor to come in, second shift to finish up those items. So just wanted you to hear it from me, not just Vince.
Mr. O'Brien, quick question.
Yeah.
Is there a contingency plan and like a marker date that you've set as a team to review, okay, July 1, July 15th, we've made progress, we haven't, and then what are next steps?
We have weekly meetings.
Okay.
And between the week, we're on communications with, like I said, the manufacturers. So this morning I was on the phone with the elevator manufacturer as well as with Carrier, confirming trucking shipping dates, and then confirming the trucking tracking number is actually legit and it shows that it's moving. So we're trying to do everything in between. We have communications with the building department, because we need their sign-offs as well. So it's beyond just the contractor. I know, there was mention of, manpower issues. We're pushing them to add crews, work second shift, work the weekends, whatever they needed, and they have done some of that. But I don't want to wait to put the pressure then on Justin and his team when he needs to get in here and make sure everything's set up. So we're taking into account for that as well, what he needs to do to make sure it's set up.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. O'Brien, you mentioned some carryover work, or what kind of carryover work? Just
Punch list items. So, to be able to open up and get the space, we need to make sure it's safe and all the safety measures are put in place, all the sign-offs from the city. But there might be items such as, Vince mentioned, we're waiting for painting to be in. We might see some items that still need to be touched up and painted. Ceiling tiles that they were moving around that got damaged that we want to make sure they switch out. This is a brand new, especially addition, it's brand new. So the
Right.
expectation is everything's going to be brand new and there's going to be no imperfections. We'll get into warranty stuff and all through that, and we'll keep pushing them. Based on how tough it got to get to this point with the contractor, I don't want you guys to have the expectation come end of August, you're not going to see a contractor anymore. He's still going to be having to come around and do some items.
is the contractor works for you? You contracted
Nope,
the
it works for the board.
Okay.
We also work for the board, separate contracts.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, one example would be punch list items and the difference between occupancy and non-occupancy. The new lobby addition, there are two main components, aesthetic components that haven't been completed. There's a wood array that's supposed to go up the back and across the ceiling, and then there's also supposed to be acoustical baffles that are going to be installed. Another example would be the clouds that are going into the auditorium. Most of those things are aesthetic things. Doesn't mean you can't occupy them, doesn't mean you can't use them. So those are the type of things that hopefully come September, those are the type of things that we're dealing with, not something where we're not able to occupy the space. And we're pretty sure that we're going to be able to occupy the space. But like I said, we review that at least on a weekly basis, if not even more. So what the challenges for us, this delay in substantial completion, the fact that we should have been occupying the space now, it comes to really logistics and troubleshooting systems to ensure that everything is working to perfection. Once we get the green light from the building department, we get the green light from the building department, but that doesn't necessarily mean that our bells are correct, our phone system isn't the way we want it to be, those type of things. The cafeteria, making sure that everything's, the cold stuff's supposed to be cold and the hot stuff's supposed to be warm. So those are some of the logistical things that give us less time to deal with. Those are some things that we would have wanted to start doing now as to probably in July. So those are the challenges. Nothing that I don't think will prevent us and students from occupying that space and taking advantage of that new space.
And Vincent, with the elevator question, we were talking about the elevator parts aren't here yet.
Right.
Are out there somewhere. If for some reason that remains a problem, would students still be able to access the second floor via the old elevator
Yes.
and get around?
They can. The question is, this is what we're going to try to get between now and the next couple weeks, is that acceptable to the building department? So we have a functional elevator that gives ADA accessibility to the second floor. I can't see why not, but they might have some objection to it. And hopefully they don't, because then that would possibly prevent, it doesn't make any sense that would prevent us from occupying the space. What we're going to, that's one of the questions that we asked today, was to get that in writing from the building department, that these lead times for these parts are X number of weeks out. If we don't meet those timelines for September, does that really mean we can't open it just because one of the two elevators isn't working? Okay, any other questions? Okay.
And just, when we get opened, 6, 7, and 8 are in the new building, right? All right, just because I was talking to
6,
Jeremy
7th,
earlier.
and 8th.
Some
Something
rumors
changed?
going around that sixth graders weren't gonna be there, so I said I would clarify that tonight, that that wasn't the case.
That's what I heard.
Okay, that's what I heard too.
Okay, all right. Very good, thank you.
Thanks.
As you can see, so much is happening. I just wanted to thank the teachers. Over these past 2 years, we're facing the completion, which is exciting, but it's been a lot. I just want to thank the teachers at both buildings for their grace and professionalism in navigating a lot of hubbub, for lack of a better word. Imagine trying to teach, 24 high schoolers when there's giant cranes and earth-moving machines outside of your windows. Sure, close the blinds, but the sound's still there, right? So our teachers did a lot of work to really focus our students. So thank them, and also thanks to our students for having the patience. Also, just a few other updates. We heard from Nelsie about a lot of Brearley updates, just a few Harding pointers. Harding had a fantastic field day on Friday this past week, thanks to the PTO and all the parent volunteers who contributed to a successful field day. The students had a blast. The weather cooperated, except for the humidity, but it was a great day at Harding. Also, the 6th graders are coming over to Brearley later this week, and the 5th graders are coming over to Brearley, I believe it's next week, to do some transitioning events with Mrs. Harrison, our middle school counselor. And also, it was great to see the kindergartners practicing their graduation ceremony today, so it was fantastic to see that. So lots happening at Harding as well as Brearley. About to conclude my superintendent's update, but just a quick note about the HIBs. We had 2 investigations in the month of May. So you'll see that in your notes, board members, that there were 2 HIB investigations in May at Brearley. One of them resulted in a confirmed case of harassment, intimidation, and bullying. One of the investigations is still pending. So you'll see that in your notes, and the overviews there. Also in your notes, you have the typical reports about discipline, the enrollment, and residency. So please take a look at those. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, that concludes my report.
Is everyone okay? Do you need another moment? Need it, it's okay. No? No? Good. Okay. Thank you. At this time, we will now have report of committees, review of resolutions, and board discussion. Up first is finance and facilities. Do you want to present? For Mr. O'Donnell? Thank you, Mr. Ganala.
So I provided an analysis of the contracts in accordance with PL 215, Chapter 47, pursuant to the law. The board intends to renew and award or allow to expire contracts previously awarded by the board. These contracts have been, or will continue to be in full compliance with all state and federal statutes and regulations, in particular New Jersey Title 18A, 18, and New Jersey AC, Chapter 23, and the Federal Union Administrative Requirements. Those contracts are listed in resolution number 7 on the agenda and take up several pages. We have heard there may be some additional state aid funding or grant opportunities, but no specifics have been provided at this time. Mr. Davies provided some updates to you earlier this month. The Focus grant, a competitive grant, has been awarded. Beginning in 2025-26 school years, districts are required to use universal screeners to assess students' mastery of key literacy skills in alignment with New Jersey school learning standards for English and language arts. The Focus grant will enable the district to purchase and implement these tools effectively, enhancing early literacy, identification, and instruction in accordance with department guidance and in compliance with the state law for kindergarten through grade 3. That is one of our resolutions on this evening's agenda, specifically, which one is it? Number 8. Okay. There are also several resolutions on this evening's agenda pertaining to contracts and agreements for the upcoming school year. Have any questions regarding any of the finance and facilities resolutions?
I do have a question about the universal screeners. What is that?
Dibbles. What is the specific tool we're using?
Yeah.
Dibbles.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone have any questions for Mr. Ganala? Thank you, Mr. Ganala. At this time, we will now have personnel and management. Mr. Haber.
Thank you. 6 resolutions tonight, 7 if you count Resolution 24. Resolution 15 is a retirement. Resolution 16 is the approval of a resignation. Resolution 17 is a maternity leave of absence request. Resolution 18 is summer B&G support staff. Resolution 19 are 2025 ESEA summer programs. And Resolution 20 is high school summer enrichment program. And then Resolution 24 is an agreement to settle an unfair labor practice and grievance, which I will spare everyone reading all of it, but if anybody has any questions, let me know.
Any more
All right.
questions? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Heberthur. We will now have curriculum instruction. Mr. Ferrara.
Good evening. Resolution 21 is curriculum adoption, and it's just updated to be aligned with New Jersey student learning standards, which includes grade 7 ELA writing, grade 8 ELA writing. Resolution 22 is the HIB report from April. And then Resolution 23 is a policy review. P2428.1, standards-based instructional priorities. And that's it for curriculum and instructions.
Anyone have any questions for Mr. Ferrera? No? Okay, seeing none, we will now move on to old business. Anyone have any old business? Like to remind the public and members of the community to continue to please use the Friday folder, utilize and leverage our social media accounts, reach out to your teachers, administrations for any questions or concerns you have. Everyone is here to support you in whatever you need for your students or any questions that you have. Anyone else? Okay, new business?
Yes. 2 weekends ago, I had the opportunity to do my last tour as a dance dad. Fusion Dance Center had their annual recital in the auditorium. It was phenomenal. The work that was done in there, I told you before, was amazing. It was a great showcase for having been many years going through in the old auditorium. But the lighting, the sound, the seats, everything was done top notch. And I'd also like to thank the members of the staff that were there to help keep the school open and functioning on the weekend. So thank you very much and very good job.
Thank you. As the representative for the Union County Educational Services Commission, I attended the monthly meeting for June. There was no new business to report and no new items that impacted our district. Mr. Davies already thanked the PTO for the field day, and we wanted to acknowledge there have been conversations with everyone about the countless events that have been happening for sixth graders, eighth graders, kindergartners, seniors, parents, parent volunteers, teachers, everyone, police, fire department, EMTs have been doing everything they can to just help to contribute to these really nice year-end events. So we would like to thank everyone. In addition to thanking and congratulating our athletes, our theater, dance, and band students and choir have had some amazing performances in the past couple weeks that a lot of us have been able to attend, and also to our students that have had superior academic performance that have been acknowledged. We think that's really important to say that, you know, what a great job we think you're doing. And the last thing I'd like to mention is tomorrow is the primary. I encourage everyone in the public to go out and vote. The LD20 are the representatives that control our state aid and that are running for office. There are candidates, and they have been sharing their, you know, platforms. So I think it's really important because the state aid does impact what we get. It does impact the taxes, and it's really important to make sure that you know who you're voting for and to get out and vote, because that can make a difference in someone who's assisting with us in the legislation to get money back. So please, if you can vote in the primary, the polls are open. Please make sure that you inform yourselves and get out there and vote, because it does impact our state aid, the LD20 assemblymen and women that represent us. Anyone else, any new business? Okay, thank you. We'll now move on to opening the meeting up to the public. Is there a motion to open up the meeting to the public? Second? Motion made by Mr. Ferrera, seconded by Mr. Biner. All those in favor of opening the meeting to the public, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion's carried. Mr. Ganella?
Public comment will now be accepted. The Board of Education sets a limit for the public to speak at the Board of Education meeting to 5 minutes per person unless prior permission has been granted by the board for extended time pursuant to bylaw 0167. Please be reminded that while members of the board of the public may speak on personnel matters during public comment, the Board of Education is legally prohibited from discussing individual personnel issues in public session unless the employee at issue has requested a public discussion. The board's role is to set policy and ensure the effective operation of our schools, while personnel recommendations are the exclusive responsibility of the superintendent of schools. The board reviews and acts on those recommendations in accordance with state statute and district policy, but does not initiate or manage individual staffing decisions. The board and superintendent work in close collaboration to maintain a professional, well-functioning school system that serves the best interests of our students, staff, and community. For the record, please indicate your name and address prior to making your comments.
Is there any public that would like to comment?
I am an
Annette Moss. I live on 590 Richfield Avenue. It's my first time here, but you'll get to see me a lot. My daughter's in pre-K, and I want to thank you guys that it's going to full day. I have 3 kids, 5, 3, and 1, so I'm very happy you guys are opening it. When my first daughter started, I was like, okay, you guys got to get the grant and start this. I know it's going to be off-site, so Mr. Davies has been very open to my concerns about this, only because I wanted to make it work. My daughter's been at KinderCare for 5 years. My whole family's been there. So they've gone downhill. So I want them to bring their standards back up before you rent space from there. I'd love it to be there. It's down the street from me, so it works out great. But they need to bring their space up to speed, to the standards you guys need to ensure they're doing that. The second thing is can you start, maybe have a public meeting about pre-K? I get a lot of questions from a lot of moms about what's going on, especially with the off-site facilities that are going around by rumor right now. It's, even with pre-K4, people know it's happening, but they're not sure it's happening. How is it gonna happen? Are they gonna be bused? What's before and after care like? Is my child gonna be safe there? They wanna know because it's not in the Harding building that they're used to. So maybe some public forums or some more messages about how this is gonna work for the community to educate them. And I'm trying to encourage more parents to be involved and come here and ask questions. The second part of it is, can you start including pre-K more and not forgetting about them? They have graduation coming up on the 18th. They sometimes have been left out of the PTO. I'm very vocal about that. So just remember they're becoming a full-time part of the community starting September, not just 2.5 hours or 3 hours for extended day. So make sure they're a part of it and that they kind of don't just get forgotten because they're not kindergartners yet. But thank you for everything you do.
Thank you. Any other public at this time like to make any comments? No? Okay. Motion?
close.
Okay, second? Motion made by Mr. Haberther, seconded by Mr. David. All those in favor of closing the meeting to the public, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Meeting is now closed to the public. Thank you. Mr. Ganella, are we ready to vote on resolutions?
Yes. This is for resolutions 1 through 23 on the agenda. Resolution number 24 will be voted on after closed session. Or do any of those 1 through 23 need to be voted on separately? No? Okay. Biner.
Yes.
Crincoli.
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Ferrara.
Yes.
Haberther.
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes.
Panici.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you, Mr. Ganella. Do we have a need to go into closed executive session?
Yes, we do.
Can I please have a motion? Second. Motion made by Mr. David, seconded by Dr. Crincoli. All those in favor of going to closed session, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Mr. Ganella?
Yes, be it resolved, the Board of Education meet in private session, from which the public shall be excluded, to discuss the topics of personnel, specifically the superintendent's annual evaluation and an employment settlement agreement, negotiations with the Principals and Supervisors Association, which private discussion is being held pursuant to Section 7B and 8 of the Open Public Meetings Act. Matters under discussion will be disclosed to the public as soon as final decisions are made and voted upon. Okay, I will take a roll call on that. Biner.
Yes.
Crincoli.
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Ferrara.
Yes.
Haberther.
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes.
Panici.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming. We're now going to go into closed session. Have a great evening. Thank you.
For the
Please take
record,
cake and cookies, right?
for the
Push it.
record, we will be going into closed session.
We will come in.
We will be coming out to consider a vote, but we will not be live streaming that at that point. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.